So okay guys, we haven't had lunch yet, getting hungry. Murphy has on board a pressurized alcohol stove, gimbaled, 2-burner cooktop. So I think it's a pretty sweet setup. I know pressurized stoves have a bad rep, but this one actually it gimbals nicely and everything, and if you prime it correctly, I think it's all right. However, that's not what we are going to use today. Today we are going to barbecue out here. Got a typical, Magma barbecue grill. Again, we're not sponsored by them, but that is what we picked up here recently to throw some hot dogs on, and treat ourselves to some barbecue out here at Anchor. And yeah, so we'll set that up and then give it a shot and see how well that thing works. So we decided to rail mount that thing. Putting it together was a bit of a struggle, to be honest. I think away from the flag is probably better, huh? Little common sense here goes a long way. I think it would have been much easier to do that dock side. Yeah. This is, I don't know if we even put this on here, that plastic thing. Probably not. It might be actually for a thinner tubing. Let's see how that does. It seems to work better. What do you think, like that? Maybe a little further over to this side?
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I don't want that fat to drip down onto our beautiful little sailing good old boats buoy. That would be a shame, right? Let's put her here. See how that goes. Don't want to over tighten it really. I'm wondering if that plastic piece needs to be within between to create enough friction. Maybe I should have read the instructions. It always helps, Yeah. Although that is... I'll go and look before I do that wrong. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if I leave that footage in here or not, but I figured, it's supposed to be entertaining after all, and why not? So you see me riding the struggle bus, trying to figure out that the instruction for the rail mount itself, guess what, are not in the instructions of the grill, because Magma says the grill, and then you have to pick the right mount for it, whether you want it, on your pulpit somewhere on the tubing, or if you want to mount it directly to the boat and drill something to the fiberglass, up to you. Those instructions anyhow are obviously in the packing of the mount and not the grill. I'd say try one more time with that plastic thing within between. Not exactly happy with it. Maybe I can wedge that in there somehow. It has an awful... As it turns out, that little plastic thing is actually there for, I believe, if you have a 7/8 of an inch tubing, then you might want to use it. With our 1-inch tubing, however, we don't need that. Again, I would have known that if I would have read the right instructions. So, yeah, you know the details. this kind of tubing, but it doesn't say anything in the instructions really. They're very vague. Again, the instructions are actually not vague. I just looked at the wrong ones. I looked at the grill and not the mount. So my apologies to the guys at Magma. They did everything right. My fault. Yeah, also the position of the grill here is just the first idea. We'll adjust that and move it over to the side or something. It's not ideal, too close to the swim ladder and whatnot. And also keep in mind, some marinas might actually charge you for overhangs that go past your transom. So if that's the case, that might not be the ideal spot just because of that anyways. Yeah, this is actually for different tube diameter, because we got 1-inch tubing, and if I'm not mistaken, this might be for 7/8 or something, for different tubing size. Let's see, we can tighten it up enough, just enough to, yeah, I'd say if I can bring this down here, that should do it. Yeah. Oops. And this here, I was trying to tighten that, and this apparently wasn't quite enough yet, so I have to get my wrenches up and tighten that up some more, but I'd say this here is pretty alright for the most part. We'll give that a little tightening right there, and then hopefully we can hook up the gas and be ready to barbecue. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, so we got a Jimmy rigged. We have the correct connection here, but this little thing takes a lot of torque, and I don't have the right wrenches with me, so I cannot tighten it up enough. So it always kind of pivots a little bit when you open it up. It's just too heavy with a bottle on one side and everything. It takes really a lot of leverage. And we figured we roll up the colors just in case with that oversized flag, not that we end up barbecuing the colors. We didn't want to do that. Yeah, so it looks nice. Let me give you here a quick shot of the deliciousness. So that works, but it's kind of tilting sideways, so you have to support it here a little bit. It's not ideal, but as long as you keep the lid closed, it works for now. For now, anyways. But that still needs a lot of tweaking. That's not really good the way that is right now. Well, we'll do that dock side, not now. That looks good, huh? All right, you guys. That's our first barbecue on board.
Everybody's hungry.
Works out a little bit better to have the bottle behind that. It's not so easy to control than the gas module, so I have to play with it a little bit more. You guys enjoy.
Thank you. Enjoy.
This is a Schmackofatz.
Ja.
Delicious. That's good. It hits the spot.
She's not heavy enough.
Hallo, Emmy. How was it?
Delicious.
Always good. Hits the spot, right?
Yes, it does.
That did hit the spot, people. Simple hot dogs, nothing crazy. First barbecue. I know it's nothing special, but you know what? Doesn't matter. On a boat, everything tastes great, right? No matter how cheap and how simple it is. We need a dinghy. We don't have a dinghy yet.
Whew. It's nice.
Is it?
It's refreshing. Woo! Amy, you want to try it? It's refreshing. I don't think I would swim here.
No?
It's too murky, but I mean,
I think
maybe.
you got one step left, right, to go lower, or is it?
It's not that cold, so I'm surprised. It's really not that cold.
Is the ladder deeper than that? Can you go one step deeper?
No, I don't want to try it.
Or is there another step or something? What I'm asking.
No, yes, it is.
Okay. Come on, you can't hold on. You just feel with your feet. Just lower your feet and see if there's another step.
It's kind of.
Yeah, it was enough. Come on, do it. I want to see.
Das ist keiner mehr.
There's wohl einer.
Nein, ist denn gar nicht.
Yeah, we're just heading up the Superior Bay. Currently reaching, I try to bring her on a beam reach as we are trying to head back into the channel. There's a few shallows, not much though. Almost beam reaching now. It's been another calm day around the twin ports of Duluth and Superior. As we're heading up the Superior Bay, there was hardly any wind, maybe top 5-6 knots, most oftentimes even less than that. So we are ghosting along here. Still enjoyable though. There's nothing more, while the shallows aren't any more shallow than, is that the right way to put it, than 5 to 4 feet. With our board up, we are at 3.3, so I believe we should be okay. So now we are actually quite happy that we have the shoal keel centerboard version of this boat. So today we decided to sail off the anchor. Worked out pretty alright. That old Danforth wasn't dug in too badly. Although we steamed it in with about 2,200 RPMs, you would figure that's pretty solid. But it came up without much of a hassle. So I'm grateful for that. So far we haven't even fired up the engine, which is always the best. That is actually sailing. So, I know I said last time already, we are using iSailor. Most folks probably use Navionics. I don't know, I just got that subscription years ago and I stuck with it. It does okay, tracking and everything. I got the nautical maps on here and everything, just on the phone, pretty convenient. And we also have paper charts. So you should always carry paper charts, obviously, and we have that too. We are just ghosting along here with 1 to 2 knots. Hardly any movement at all, but at least a little bit of progress. still hoping that the wind will breeze up a little bit towards the evening. I just listened to the weather forecast, marine weather forecast, and sounds like they're predicting 5 to 15 miles per hour. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more wind, that we can actually sail up to 5 to 6 knots. That'd be beautiful. What are you doing?
I'm feeding the seagulls. They are hungry.
So we're coming up now at the Duluth lift bridge. And now it's a lift bridge and it's coming up right now. We're not going through this time. We don't have enough time today. I think it's always difficult to go sailing within a set time window. Best is always if you have lots of time. I know, the most precious resource. And yeah, if you don't, well, I guess then you have to motor more often or so, but it makes it certainly more difficult because you really cannot change the wind. You can only adjust your sails. Even though we have traveled across the famous Duluth area lift bridge numerous times, going down to Park Point, for example, it's been a totally different experience now, seeing it here from the water bayside, being on a sailboat. Really neat. Yeah, no worries guys, we are definitely planning on sailing out of the Duluth lift bridge entrance into the lake sooner or later, when we have a little bit more time on our hands on one of our upcoming sailing trips, or possibly come back that way into the Superior Bay. Either way, that's what's coming up here on Sailing Goddard Boats. We hope to see you soon. Cheers.